Recently, I have read just way too many like slow-paced, character-centric, literary fiction type of books which have made me like think about life. My reading pace has been slower than what I would have liked it to be for the past like month or so. I am now in the mood for some brain numbing, mindless reading. This channel is called The Mindless Mess. I need to have that mindless. I need it. And so it was like a very easy decision for me to step into my mystery era. And so we are going to do a mystery readathon. You guys already read the title. You guys know how many books I've read in the next week. I right now have a goal of reading 7 books at least, but I so want to surpass it and get to like about 10 books. But I'm gonna start off by picking out about like 7, 8, maybe 9 books. I went back and I restarted 9th house. I was at about page 240 something. So I was just about halfway through the book, and to get to that halfway point was such a struggle for me because the plot was just moving around too fast, but it was not going anywhere. The mystery was taking a lot of time to build, and I was just like not attaching to any characters. I did not feel for them, I did not care for them, I did not care for the backstory. I was just not sucked into the book, and it was going to be on hold forever. But recently Swati, who is my Bookstagram friend, she finished it and she was like, you'll enjoy it if you just give it time and if you push through it. So I decided to push through it last night. I got like about 100 pages done. I'm currently on page 329, and let me tell you, I left off like literally 5 pages before the story got good and before the story picked up speed. I stopped reading this book in February and I did not pick it up for 2 months. On one hand, I'm like, why did I stop reading it like 5 pages before it started getting good? On the other hand, I can go back into the same headspace when I was back in February for this book, because it was just getting too long to come together, and I was like, I don't have time for this, because if I tried to push through it, I would go into a reading slump. But I'm so glad that I picked it up right now. So essentially this is a murder mystery. Like, a girl is murdered and the main character Alex, she's going into it. There is a lot of like secret societies, forbidden magic. So tying all of that together is a murder mystery. So I'm using this for this video. I have about 120 pages left in the book and I'm gonna finish it. It is 9:56 a.m. right now, and I think so I can get this done by 12:30. I'm so happy. I have not been this excited to read a book in the past month, and I'm just like, I could scream right now. Let me show you the books that we have for this readathon. We have over here 8 books which I want to read this week, and I picked them out yesterday. And over here we have The Value of Fear. This is like a collection of Sherlock Holmes novel. I've read the first 3 and The Value of Fear is the only one left in this for me to read, so I want to get it done. It's very short, it's like 150 pages. Up next we have is Promise Boys by Nick Brooks. I'm gonna give you guys the plot line as and if I pick the book. I don't want to explain the book and then not end up picking it, so I'm just going to tell you the titles right now. Then we have Pines by Blake Crouch, How to Kill Men and Get Away with It by Katie Brent, Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels by Janice Hallett, Red Queen by Juan Gomez Jurado, and lastly we have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. This is the arc for the book. This is going to be published in July 2023 and I'm very excited. This is going to be my first Lisa Jewell book. I've heard great things about her writing, I've heard great things about her books, and I'm very excited about this one. Oh wait, I have another book and it's actually unopened, so we're gonna unbox it right now. I got a DM on Instagram saying a book was like very heavily discounted. I think so it was If Fever Villains by ML Rio. I already own it, but I did not want it, and I still opened the link and I went into this rabbit hole and I saw the deal for this. There were only 2 left in stock at that price, and I have never checked out for a book so fast. Like, I was done placing the order in like the 3rd minute that I saw the deal. I have been wanting this book, this cover of the book for so long. we have Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. I am so excited about this. So normally this retails for about 1400 rupees in India, but I got it for, guess. I'm gonna give you guys like a few seconds. Go down in the comments and guess. 359 rupees. I am so happy about this. I'm so happy about this. I already own the entire series in paperback. I own it in UK covers, but I love the US covers so much. Like, this is so beautiful. Anyway, these are all of the books that I have planned to read this week. And yeah, I'm gonna start reading Ninth House. I'm very invested in the story. I cannot wait to see where it goes. This video is already going to be very long because of the amount of books I'm trying to read this week. So I don't think so I'm going to give you guys like little reading vlog updates. I'll probably just see you guys for like a final review once I'm done with the book. It is 2:20 right now and I got done with Ninth House exactly on the dot at 2 p.m. And let me tell you, I did not expect to like this book that much. Like, I went into it just because I wanted to finish it because I started it like 2 months ago. But this book was so good. I loved it a lot. Lee Bardugo, she has just like made something really good over here. My only complaint is it took too long to get together. Once this book started going, it did not stop. It did not stop. It just went on and on and on and on. If I had enjoyed the first part of the book, I would have given it 6 stars. I did not enjoy the first part that much, but I can see why it was necessary to be that way, because you have to establish so much history and so much background before the plot can move quickly. The first 250-ish pages are setting up the entire series, because this is a series. And come to think of it, when you consider 2, 3, maybe 4 books in the series, yeah, it is going to stretch out a little bit in the beginning just to establish like an entire world. I'm very glad that I pushed through it. I am going to read the second book once this marathon is done. I'm honestly debating to just scrap this entire marathon and read Hellbent right now, because it is that addictive. Hi, good morning. It is the next afternoon. It's about 3 p.m. right now, and let me give you a little update. I have a review to give you guys and also talk about the next book which I'm reading. So last night I finished up The Valley of Fear. Now I am done with all of Sherlock Holmes novels. Now I just have like the short story collections left, and I give it, in terms of star rating, I think so I will give it like a 3.75 stars. The story setup is very similar to A Study in Scarlet, so it occurs in 2 parts, and like in the first part we have Sherlock Holmes and Watson just going and just solving the crime, and is ingenious. It is completely unexpected. There's a plot twist in the end, but the second part is like the main event which led to the crime in the first one. I did not really like that. I said this when I reviewed A Study in Scarlet last year, when the part 2 started, when we go back like 50-60, like 30 years in the past, and we just learn about, we start a complete new story, and then we make sense like, oh, this character is that character now. There's always a little name change involved. There is like some bad blood going on, and I like the story for what it is. I don't think so it was the most ingenious Sherlock Holmes novel. My favorite has to be The Hound of Baskervilles, and then A Study in Scarlet. Then I will say The Sign of 4, and then lastly we have The Valley of Fear. That is book number 2 of this mystery marathon done. I came back from my morning class. I was very high in spirits, and I was like, I'm gonna get started with today's reading very soon, and I just want to get it done quickly. But someone needs to lock my phone away. Someone needs to lock my phone away, because I went on my phone for a lot of time, and now I'm going to start reading Promise Boys by Nick Brooks. This is a murder mystery set at a promise school, so I think so this is going to have a little bit of like dark academia vibe to it. The plot of the book is very interesting. It's not like that interesting. It's like a very common murder mystery plot. So we start The book is set at the Urban Promise Prep School, so that's the reason why it's Promise Boys, and it revolves around 3 students, JB, Ramon and Trey. And over here the principal of the school gets murdered, and these 3 main characters, JB, Ramon and Trey, they are the suspects, but they are actually innocent. So this book is just them proving themselves innocent before they are punished for it. I will see you with an update if there is one, or I will see you guys with a review. I don't know whether that's going to be tonight or tomorrow. Hi, let's talk. It's been 10 days since I last spoke to you guys, and a lot of shit has over the last days. I think so I last spoke to you guys on Wednesday when I was reviewing Sherlock Holmes, and after that I told you guys I was going to start Promise Boys, and I ended up not reading anything for the next like at least 5 days, and I just like, oh my god, I kind of like went into a really bad slump. Not reading slump, but just life slump in general. Like I was just having the most miserable time. Things were just coming left and right, center, front and back, top, down. Last Saturday, I remember, oh my god, what a horrible day it was. Like what a, I cannot say nightmare, but it was just like very bad. Like I don't want to get into the details of it. Is Friday, May 12th, 10 days later. I at so many points throughout the last 10 days I was like, I am gonna scrap this video. I don't want to read, I don't want to film the mystery marathon, but at the same time I am so like, I love this idea of just reading mystery books after mystery books, and I want to film that for you guys. I want to film that for myself, honestly. I just need to get into that zone of reading book after book after book after book after book. Today, finally, after so many days, like it's the weekend, I have finally collected myself together, and I decided that we're gonna scrap the 7 days challenge. We are gonna scrap out like an entire week thing. I read on Tuesday. I finished 2 books on Tuesday, so we already have 2 books for that. On Saturday, exactly like almost a week before today, I restarted filming this video, but that day went south so fucking quickly. But I did manage to squeeze in a short little audiobook novella type of thing. It's called Sleeping Dogs Lie by Samantha Downing. It was included in my Audible like Plus membership, so it was free for me to listen to. It's just like about 2 hours 8 minutes, and I ended up actually liking it. It was just something which I used to just get out of my head for that much time. For that reason solely, it gets like a 3.75 stars. The story of it was interesting. It was a short novella, but I got interested in the characters. I got invested in the story, and it usually takes like a little bit of time for me. So let's take an average book is 300 pages. So it takes me about 60-70 pages to get into the story, but not with this. From the moment the narration started, I was invested because I wanted to know what it was about, and it ended up being kind of refreshing in terms of the mystery of it. It did feel a little bit far-fetched, but at the same time I can understand why someone would do something like that. Like the plot twist came out, it shocked me, but it did not like completely blow me away, so that's why I give it like 3.75 stars. Recently I've just been reading so many like 4 stars, 4.5 stars, 5 stars books. I'm craving like a mid book, like about like a 3.5, 3.75, maybe a 3-star book, you know, because when you read those books you don't feel bad about reading them. You don't have to get through them, but after you're done with the book you kind of want to move on to the next one, so you're building that momentum. But when you're reading like 4-star, 5-star books, you just kind of want to soak it in and kind of want to stay in that story. So that really makes it difficult for me to transition to a new book. Like when I read Alone with You in the Ether, I was for the next 4 days straight up not able to function anything because I was just thinking about that story so much. I've been talking a lot, so let's talk about the future plan for this video. It is Friday, so I'm gonna give myself today, tomorrow and Sunday to just read as many books as I can. Last night I restarted Promise Boys and I got to about page 30, so it's very easy to read. It's very YA. It kind of gives me like the typical YA mystery shows type of thing, kind of the one Liza Koshy was in. freakish. I think so it was like students on detention and stuff happens. Gives very much like YA set in a school mystery thing. I thought it was going to be British, but it's not. It's set in DC, I would think so, but it's like very American. So yeah, that's about that. It is Saturday. It's time for an update. I finished this about 15 minutes ago and it was very easy to read. I read to about page 106 last night and I woke up in the morning and I started reading it at about 11, and right now it is about 2. I took like a little break in between. I went through it pretty fast. Like, it was not intense, but I was invested in the stories, I was invested in the characters, all of them, and they had like a little group going and like everything was just perfectly written. The only thing which I expected more of was like a shocking reveal. You kind of get to the final culprit pretty early before it's actually revealed. It's literally revealed like about 3 pages before the book ends. You kind of guess it like about 30 pages beforehand. I maybe have read like too many mystery novels, too many Agatha Christie books. Like, I'm getting better at spotting the killer. If that would have had like a little shocking end to it, I would have probably enjoyed it a lot more. I still give it like about a 3.75 stars, so like closer to 4 stars. You get into the head of the characters very well. You get to know about their struggles. It talks a lot about racism and how it affects the people. Like, there are 2 black kids and one of them is from El Salvador, so you could say like he's a Latino. But yeah, it just talks about how being in the minority, you just get treated very differently, and even if you yourself don't get involved in the streets, you still get affected by it because there are always some sort of connections. At least these characters had. So it was really interesting to see an insight in that. If the mystery had been like a bit tighter and the suspense had been like a bit stronger, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Yeah, I will see you with the next one. I just love the feeling of finishing a book. I just love it. It's like one of the best highs in the world. Hi, it is Sunday evening, the next day, and I am so happy that I'm telling you this right now that I started and finished The Mysterious Case of the Albertan Angels. The moment I started this last night, I was just swept into the book. I have not read a book in one sitting in a while, like one sitting. I usually read books like very quickly, like the total amount of time I spend is very less nowadays on a book. Oh my god, I fucking love this feeling. I love this feeling. It does not even matter how good the book is. The book is very good, but right now I am just in love with the feeling of like binging down a book. As you guys can see from my face, it's a very high rating. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. Like, not even 4.75, a 5 out of 5 stars. The premise of the book itself is very interesting. So the book is about the Albertan Angels. It is a cult who had brainwashed a teenage girl and a boy and had told that newborn baby is the Antichrist, so they are like gearing up to sacrifice it and get rid of the evil that it is. But then the girl came to her senses and just saved herself and the baby, and the angels committed suicide, and it's like a whole mystery that it has been like about 20 years after that, and the baby is turning 18. There is this true crime author Amanda Bailey who wants to write a book on all of this, so she's starting to research on this, and then it comes into play that her ex-colleague, who kind of like puts her on the edge because they are like not colleagues, they were like enemies, like professional enemies type of thing. They are collaborating, they are going into research, and just like the story gets darker, truths are revealed. It comes to know that the story of the Albertan Angels is not yet done. I just love how like engaging and just like engulfing this book was. This book was so well crafted, it was so deliciously crafted, it was so perfectly executed, and it was so engaging. Oh my god, this book is set up as like research material that the author Amanda Bailey has collected for this book. So the story is entirely told through text messages between the author and her agent, her editor, her transcriptor, her like the rival Oliver, and it is like told through screenshots of WhatsApp messages, and it's told through interviews and stuff like that, and it is just so engulfing and it's so like engaging. Then you also see the first drafts or like the chapter she has written for the book, and you just see the story play out through all of this research material, and it was just the perfect type of brain food. Like the entirety of my mind was engulfed in it. Like I was wholly invested in the book. I was trying to make sense of what is going on. My mind was completely busy trying to picture the story from the clues. It was trying to figure out the narrative from the research material, and it ended on like one of the most unexpected plot twist, and just like the story, I did not see it go that way. Like my jaw was like it was just so good. If you are like a fan of CID, true crime, like if you're just fan of true crime, this is like a must read for you. And if you are like a mystery thriller fan, this is still a must read for you. It was just so good. It was so good. I'm so excited to have a 5-star read. I am buzzing. It is Sunday, so this was the day which I was going to wrap up this video, but I think so I'm going to add one more book which I'm going to start today and hopefully finish tomorrow as like the last book for this video. I think so I'm going to go with None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. This is the arc of the book which is going to be released in July 2023. I'm so excited to read about this. I'm so excited to read this. It sounds very interesting. I will give you guys a little plot line and my official review tomorrow. If there is any reading vlog sort of update, I'll also put that in the between. I'm so happy for a 5-star book. It is now Wednesday. I said I was gonna finish this book on Monday, but I finally finished None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. It took me 2 days extra than I had initially planned, but I just had other things going on that I did not get enough time to read the book. But oh my god, what book is this? What was this book? It was so what was this? What was this? I was just so creeped out while reading this book because oh my god, like what was this? We follow two characters, First one is Alex, who is a successful podcaster, and the second one is Josie, who is just a very regular looking. Oh my god, now that I know about this book, I don't know how I'm gonna explain to you guys without spoiling of this book. But yeah, we follow two characters, Alex and Josie. Both of them are born on the same day in the same hospital, but they meet 45 years later on their 45th birthday, and Alex decides to do a podcast about Josie's life because she is just on the cusp of changing her life for the better. As Josie's past comes to the surface level and we get to know about her past, oh my god, oh my god, oh my fucking god. Like it's not like it's not like super bad, or just it's not like very like graphic or anything, but the entire book is just so full of this creepy level. Like oh my god, the story is so creepy, and it's not creepy in like a dangerous way, but it's just creepy in like the most weirdest way. Like we see the main characters do things which we are like, oh my god, you guys are not seeing this. What is this going on? It is written in a way which just makes the pages turn for yourself. Like this is a big book. It's about 400 pages, and I read like 200 pages in one sitting. I finished like more than 200 pages today without getting up to eat or drink or anything, because you want to know what's happening, because you see this crazy creepy shit going on in the background. Like you want to see how it plays out in the future. You pray for the characters like nothing bad should happen, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but I gave it like a 4.5 stars because I don't think so I will be like objectively saying that this is a really good book because there is some messed up things going on in here. So that is the only reason why I don't give it a 5 stars, but it is so good, so good. When it comes out in July, I want all of you guys to go and read it because it was just so good. I need to read a lot more research work books. Okay, the battery died, but yeah, I guess that is it for this video. It took way too longer than what I had initially planned for this, but we ended up reading like about 6 books in about like 7 to 8 days. Is that going to stop me from titling this video I tried to read 10 books in 7 days? No, because that was the initial plan, and if life did not come at me, I would have succeeded at that plan. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys also loved these mystery books as much as I did. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below if you've read any of these books. Let's chat about them. And if you have any other mystery recommendations for me, let me know them in the comments below. I will see you very, very soon.